Today, I'm talking about why vinyl siding blows off homes in windy conditions. Long story short, in the majority of cases, it just comes down to improper installation. Now, if siding is flying off your house and it looks like this, then the issue is that either the wind was too strong, like in a hurricane, the siding may have broken down, was defective, or some combination. But if, on the other hand, it came cleanly off like this, it's a different problem. Now, very quickly, this is the basics of how vinyl siding is to be installed. The bottom of each piece is slid up and fully locks into the piece below it. Then a nail is driven into the slot above, but not too tight, as it still needs to allow for movement during temperature changes. Now, as per manufacturer's instructions, the nails need to penetrate at least 3/4 of an inch into wood and be spaced every 16 inches maximum. All manufacturers call for at least 3/4 of an inch of penetration into wood. Now, with that out of the way, when siding comes off in full pieces during wind, first the wind needs to get behind the siding. This can be if the siding is nailed too tight, not allowing for movement, which causes warping and the corners to lift. It could be that the siding was not hung high enough so that the bottom becomes loose and flaps around in the wind, or it starts to get into the overlaps. Now, if a full piece is able to flap around independently, it can eventually break the plastic slots and then fly off, even if it's properly nailed. But what's also really common is for siding to not be properly nailed. As mentioned, it's supposed to be into 3/4 of an inch of wood, but it's very common for people just to nail it into sheathing. And in Canada, on homes built in the last 25 years, we've used 7/16 OSB, and the 20 years before that, they used half-inch plywood. This obviously is less than 3/4 of an inch. So the only way you can get that penetration is by using furring strips or by nailing through the sheathing into the studs. Now, if you don't get that penetration, the nails won't hold properly and may eventually wiggle out and come out completely. But tons of people just improperly install siding into sheathing. Look at this forum post where somebody asked if vinyl siding needed to be in the studs. All of the top comments incorrectly say they don't and just can be into the sheathing. They are all wrong. So remember, when you're hiring someone to install siding, make sure they can follow manufacturer's instructions, because if they don't, warranty will not cover damages, and you may even have issues with insurance if pieces blow off in storms.